So why do some operations fail? And we argue that fail is the wrong word, or should I say stop working, or people start to weight regain, or they don't lose enough weight. So that's also an interesting phenomenon. We know there are some things in our lifestyle that just make us put on weight, and we need to be really careful about these. The things that we see that make people put on weight are medication. So if you're taking antidepressants, they're probably the worst ones. Slowly you will put on weight, and that happens over the course of a lifetime. Now, there are some antidepressants that don't make you put on weight, and medications that we can use, we can substitute for, which will actually have a lesser effect. So that's also possible as well. But definitely being careful of the medications you're taking is really important. What we like to do is, once you've had your surgery, we're going to start looking at those kinds of things to make sure you get a better, longer-term outcome, because I think that's really what we're looking for. Pregnancy is a bit of a problem. So definitely what happens is, as you lose weight, your fertility increases, and we've had a lot of our patients have pregnancies. Most of them wanted, some of them a bit of a surprise, but they're always there. And there's no doubt that in that last trimester, when everything starts to stretch, your sleeve or your bypass will start to stretch as well. So we know that there's a gradual rate that people will slowly put on weight. My hope is that your bypass or your sleeve will last you 15 years, 20 years, but we need to remember that some people do put on weight, and we've got a backup plan for that. Now, one of the reasons why we like the sleeve is that we've got lots of options to tidy it up or fix it if you have a problem. So imagine this. So imagine you have a sleeve, and 10 years later, 15 years later, you may have had some children, it might be some medication, or it might just have stretched because you've been a bit naughty, or for whatever. Definitely, if that happens, we have the opportunity to actually try and tighten it back down again and make it look shiny and new. We have the opportunity to do a bypass on you, and that's one of the reasons why I like a sleeve. We've got some backup options to help you just in case. Now, if you've had a gastric bypass and then you're starting to put on weight and the bypass is stopping working, then it becomes a lot harder to do. We've got some revision options for those guys as well. So definitely we can make bypasses more bypassy, but then that goes along with some more diarrhea. Or we can maybe change you to a different style of bypass. So there are things that we can always do or work with, but they're not as good. So for people that have not had an operation before, I'm a big fan of sleeves, as I think everyone knows, just because it gives you the weight loss that you want, and we've got backup options if it doesn't work or if it stops working, then there are things that we can do.